We're going to continue studying multiplying fractions today and extend it to multiplying mixed numbers. If you need to know, this is Chapter 4, Lesson 4. All right, so first of all, some vocabulary I want to make sure that you're solid on. We're going to talk a lot about improper fractions and mixed numbers. So in the two little bubble clouds here, I've given an example. These are equivalent. 7/2 and 3/2 are equivalent. This is the improper fraction. The numerator, or the top number, is bigger than the denominator, or the bottom number. Where over here, we've switched it so that we've got a whole number and then some kind of fraction left over. All right, but these two in the bubble are equivalent. Now, when we say to simplify, 7/2 is the simplified form. Simplify does not mean to switch forms. Simplify means to take out any common factors. So 14/4 is equal to 7/2. But 7/2 is the simplified form, where 14/4 is not simplified. So when you do your calculations, let's say you get 14/4 and somebody says, oh, you need to simplify, they do not mean to switch it to a mixed number. They mean to take out that common 2, divide both by 2, and get your simplified fraction. It is acceptable to leave it in improper form. There are some cases where you'd want to switch it, like a measurement or something like that. But for just a general calculation, you can absolutely leave it as an improper fraction. You are not required to switch it to a mixed number. Okay, let's get into this. There are 3 general steps that I can tell you on how to multiply mixed numbers. First of all, convert all your mixed numbers to improper fractions. It's much more difficult, it's possible, but it's much more difficult and probably not worth the effort to multiply numbers in mixed number form. It is super simple if you do it as improper fractions. All right, so convert everything to improper fractions. You're going to multiply straight across, numerator times numerator, denominator times denominator, just like we've been doing. And then you're going to simplify if possible. So I have 2 examples for you. The first one is a fraction, a traditional proper fraction, times a mixed number. So let's follow our steps. Convert all mixed numbers to improper fractions to start. Well, this is already a fraction, so we're good there. I'm using the dot for multiplication today. Now let's go over how to switch from mixed to improper. It's going to be denominator times the big number, so in this case 4 times 1. And then I'm going to add the numerator. So 4 times 1 is 4, plus 3 is 7. And I'm keeping the denominator. All right, what that really looks like, get my horrible art skills, okay? There's 1 3/4. Pizzas, I guess. If I was to put these all into fourths and count them up, there are 4/4 here, and there are 3/4 here. So 4 times 1 is 4, plus 3 is 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, step 1, complete. Everything is in proper fraction or improper fraction form. Step 2, multiply straight across. 1 times 7 is 7. 3 times 4 is 12. Step 3, simplify. Well, I can't. So I guess that's my final answer. 1/3. Sometimes people will say of for multiplication. So 1/3 of 1 3/4 is 7/12. Okay, let's go into example 2. This one, we have 2 mixed numbers. Let me keep the steps there for you. Can I get this all? There we go. We got it all on the screen. So step 1, convert to improper fractions. All right, so let's go. 8 times 1, 8, plus 7, 15. That's my numerator. Keep the denominator. So 1 7/8 is equal to 15/8. Keep our times sign, and then we do it again. 3 times 2 is 6, plus 1 is 7. Keep the denominator. Step 1, complete. Check. All right, step 2, multiply straight across. 15 times 7. I'm actually going to grab my calculator for that. 15 times 7, I get 105. And then 8 times 3, I know, is 24. Now, can this be simplified? I know some of you have programs that you use to double check. I'm going to look back for a hint from my original problem. If I see something on the top, either here or here, doesn't matter which side, and I see something on the bottom, again, either place, and they have a common factor. So in this case, I'm looking at the 15 and the 3. Both can be divided by 3. Now, I don't know what that is. I'm not doing that calculation right now. But I know because there's a common factor that my answer is not simplified yet. Okay? Now, it happens that because there's a common 3 here, I can actually divide both of these by 3. That's my common factor on the final answer. So 105 divided by 3 is, I think it's 35. Let me double check. 105 divided by 3 is 35. And 24 divided by 3 is 8. Now, these numbers are much more reasonable. I know my facts up to 35 and 8. There is nothing in common. So this is my final answer. Can you leave it that way? Absolutely. I would actually encourage you to leave it that way unless you're told or the problem requests that you get to mixed number. If you insist on switching it, you would do 35 divided by 8, because remember this fraction bar is also a division sign. So 35 divided by 8, this part becomes your whole number. The leftover becomes your numerator, and then your divisor out front is your denominator. That's how you switch from improper to mixed. But again, you don't need to. So unless you have to for a specific problem, you don't need to do it. Save yourself that step. Okay? So again, real quick, you're going to convert everything to improper fractions. You're going to multiply straight across, top times top, bottom times bottom, and then you're going to simplify if necessary.